Hey YouTube, Engineer Boy 100. Today I'm finally going to show you how to use my tire changer, my manual tire mounter and dismounter. Let's take a look at it because it's right over here in the garage. Got all the components needed to change tires right here at home. So in my other video, in the earlier video, I showed you how to mount this tire changer. So today we're going to dismount it with the lower part, remount it with the upper part. Here's some of the tools we got to help with that. Since I've never used this thing before, I knew some of the things I would need because I used to be a tire changer in college, but we did everything manually. We didn't have the tire changer or anything. Here are the new tires, and of course we have our Ingersoll Rand right here for taking off the wheels. We'll do that with Movie Magic, take off the wheels, and then once the tires are mounted, we're going to use our little bubble balancer here, and I'll show you how to use that too. So let's get right into it. Change some tires. Alright, with a little Movie Magic, we got the tires off, and the first thing I'm going to do is remove these Schrader valves. Take them. Got this little Schrader valve removal tool here. You get one of these, and it can take that valve off, let the air out a lot faster. So let's get that done. Now we're ready to just line one of these tires up and put some soapy water on it. Always put some soapy water on so that it's a little bit easier for the bead to break loose. It loosens it up for you. So I just use Dawn and a little bit of water. So let's see how this thing works. There may be a little bit of trial and error here, so let's see how she goes. My foot on here and support this. And see if I can. This has a nice thick. So at least it's letting that, it's going down, it's letting a little bit of that soapy water get in there to loosen it up for me. These are pretty wide tires too. These are 205, 55, 16, so they're right there at the limit of what this mounter is designed to be able to do. You're not going to be able to do your really wide tires on this system here. So let's move it around a bit and give it another shot. There we go. And just press gently. Look at that. I love, I should say. I just saved myself having somebody else do that for me. So it doesn't take a lot of effort. I'm just pretty much just leaning on it and letting the tool do the work. Get it in between there. Let me give you another angle here. I want to do this side. Now you can actually watch me push this side down. Oh, that's the end of that. That was easy. All right, so this side's done. Now the other side, I don't want to damage my rim here, so I'm going to put a protective mat down so it'll scratch up my rim. Let me put this mat down here. So this is a rubber mat they use for walking on. Nothing fancy, but it'll keep me from scratching up my rim on the concrete floor. So now we're going to do the other side the same way. Start off with some soapy water. This always helps to loosen everything up for you so you don't have to do all the work. And let's go ahead and break this loose just like we did the other one. Nice and easy. My foot on there. And just lean on it. Oop. And that's another reason why I'm glad I mounted this. Tire changer to the ground. Anything slips, you don't want that thing falling over on you. Let's see here. Just let it break, because you really want to get in the crease So I'm pushing the tire first so I have enough room. There we go. You want to get in that crease there and just pressure, constant pressure. Once you got enough space to get in there, and I'm going to press on it a little bit, and at the same time, oh, I'm in the way, aren't I? I'm going to push some more soapy water in there in the hopes that it's going to help me dismount this. So I don't want you to be under any illusions of what's involved, so I'm not cutting anything out. I'm letting you see all of the process of what it takes to do this. I'm not rushing, but I'm not going deliberately slow either. I'm just doing what it takes. Get it in there. There we go. And just lean, there we go. And that's breaking loose very nicely from the bead. One more and we'll be able to put this on top and take it off. Look at that. Easy peasy. All right. So now this tire is ready to go on top and dismount. All right, so now you get to watch me try to learn how to use this. This unscrews like so. And I've made some little extra parts so I don't scratch up my rim, some little wooden washers and little rubber pieces so I don't scratch anything up. And I put a little slice in here so this can go in it, okay, so like that. This retains your rim so it doesn't turn on you. So I'm going to try this. See, I think I'm going to put it on like this way, like so. And you want to get that through one of your bolt holes. You want to get this little piece here. Come on. Through. There. You want to get that through one of the bolt holes to hold the rim. Next, I don't want to screw directly down on the rim, so I made this little wooden piece here. This will press on the wooden piece, and then this should hold my rim for me here. Okay, so now you tighten this up with your bar. It has a little slot in the top, and you tighten that down, and it holds your, it doesn't have to be real tight. This is very long. You got a lot of leverage. Just do it snug at this lever arm distance. Just do it snug, and that should be good enough. So now we're going to use this bar to take the tire off the rim. So I think we have to push it down because there's there you go. You have to push it down because there's like a little lip on the inside of this rim that you want to get down up underneath. I'll show you once I get the tire off what that looks like. There we go. Just like that. Like so. Okay, so once you get that up, let me move this table a little bit. And I want to put a little bit more soapy water because it helps everything to slide. And then you can you rotate this around like so. Using this as a lever, go around, and it takes the tire off for you, just like that. And then I'm going to put some more soapy water, and you do the same thing with the other side. So I'm just going to pull this up. Actually, how do I get the put some soapy water on the inside, and we're going to do the same thing with the other side. Okay, so what you want to do, you have to reach down. Let me take it off. You have to reach down and lift the tire up, and you get a little bit of space in there, and and then you stick the bar in. So you lift up. I mean, it's not really that hard. You lift up, you get the bar in, and once you get the bar in, you crank it up like that. See that space in there? You can push this in a little bit more, and then the same way you did the bottom or the top, you go around, and you pull up a little bit, and you can take this off the bottom half. You use this bar here, and you go around. And I might have to use my little yellow thingy tool. I'll show you guys what that is. Let me see, turn this over. I think they'll have the bar on the wrong side. Let me turn the bar over. Yeah, I had the bar on the wrong side. And so there's nothing to hold the tire. I'm holding the rim, but there's nothing to hold the tire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little yellow thingy tool, I think, if I can fit it in there. The yellow thingy tool here. I think it's for holding to put the tire back on mainly, but I'm going to try to use it. Nah, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm using one of my other bars, and I'm going to hold this here, and then go around. And I wish it was on the other side so you guys could see it. Let me switch this around. So now you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm holding with this bar, and then I'm using the red bar to go around and pry the tire off the rim. So I'm trying not to hit the camera here. I'm just gonna go around like, ooh. So the camera's in the way, but let me see if I can. I can't go in front of the camera. You push like so, and you just go all the way around. Let me go to the other side, like so. Okay, yeah. That way I'm not in the way of the camera. Now I can pull. You just pull this all the way around, and it takes the tire off. Now these are a little bit thicker tires, wider tires. These are like semi-high performance or high performance tires. And once it just starts going, you don't need the other bar. And you just, and there's some technique involved. I've never done this before with this machine, so my technique kind of sucks. You want to kind of push out, but in the end, there you have it. You get a tire off, and you're good to go. Now, we'll install one. Okay, so here's a really important point that I said I would point out once I got the tire off. This little ledge right here is very important to understand that the profile of this rim is such that you want, when you're reinstalling the tire, you want that bead in here. Yes, the tire needs to mount here ultimately, but when you're trying to install it, you want it down here so that you have enough room to install it on the other side. You want to get one side and you want to keep it down below this part of the rim, because if it's up here, it's bigger and it's harder. You ain't gonna get it on up here. You want it down here, and then you use your bars to get it on. Okay, make sure the tire is down here. All right. Okay, so we have one of the new tires. First thing I'm going to do, as I'm sure you know, I'm going to go ahead and soap it up real good so it'll slide on easily for me. Then we're going to install it on the rim. So we already had it soaped up from taking the old tire off. Should be pretty easy to get this one. The first half usually goes on pretty easy. A lot easier than the second half. So I'm going to try and push that on. But these are stiff little tires, so I'm going to use these tire irons that I got to help me out. See if I can get that in there, and that way I won't have to. And then, just like I said before, I want to make sure that, and it's down low, and there you go. So now the hard part is going to be, well, harder part is the second piece. So you kind of get it on as far as you can, and then I'm going to use the little yellow thingy tool, so that as I'm making progress with my tool, the little yellow thingy tool is going to hold it on for me. So now I'm going to use the other end, see, the other end of the bar, use the other end. And I think this part goes down. If not, well, we'll have to switch it. But I think this goes in like so. You put it in like so. And then I got my yellow thingy tool there. And then we just go around the other way. I'm going to keep that bead down below. Keep it down, okay. And then we just come around with the bar. So let's see if I can get that to work out for me. You like hold that tool down. And a lot of this technique, I mean, I see some of these guys doing it, and they've been doing it in a little detailed technique that you don't see as an amateur, but they're holding the bar with a certain grip. And so you are watching me do this, and it seems like I don't know what I'm doing. But I do, but I'm just not familiar with this tool here. Okay, so now we got our little yellow thingy tool in place. We're going to use this, the other end of the bar. Turn this around so I can see what you're seeing. There we go. We have the other end of the bar, and this part goes down. So this part goes down, and this part goes up. This goes down in the rim, and this goes up on the bead of the tire, okay? So you put this down like so. See if you can see that. And you get your little yellow thingy tool to hold the tire while you turn it around. So I'm going to put some more soap on this because it's like kind of drying out a little bit. Put a little soap on there. And let me take my yellow thingy tool out first. Yellow thingy tool out. Pull the tire up and put the bar in. Okay, you want to put your bar in like so. This one here, this one here. Okay, so that's how you want it. Then, once you have it in, you want to put your little yellow thingy tool on to hold the tire as you go around. Okay, so now, look at this, little yellow thingy tool's there. Okay, now we're going around, and we keep the tire nice and low, and bada bing, bada boom. You want to keep this bead down below. Look at the little yellow thingy tool. Get that on the rim, and then around you go. And once you get it so far, I've seen some people just give up and start prying it on the old-fashioned way, which you can do that. Just pry it on like so. And like so. Tighten this back up, and taking too big of a bite there. Take a smaller bite. Sure that's down, and it is. Going. And on. And you take your little thingy tool off. That's one. So the next thing we'll be doing is balancing this tire on our bubble balancer. Alright, so I finally got the tire remounted and pumped up to 40 psi. So let's take a look at the balancer here. It's a little bubble balancer. If you look right here in the center, there's a little bubble. And I have that thing centered. See, if you move it a little bit like that, the bubble moves around. It's very sensitive. And it's on a pin tip inside. These 3 little screws are on the outside or fine-tune adjustment to get it right where you want it in the center. So now I'm going to put the tire on the balancer. This is spring loaded, and this will go down like so, and then the tire will land wherever, for whatever diameter the inside is, it'll land on this cone and it'll center it. And then we'll go around the outside of the tire and place these little weights I have here on the tire until it balances out and the bubble is back in the middle. Then we'll flip it over and we'll adhere these weights to the rim. So let's get started. So let's get that tire on there. Let's see what the bubble looks like once it settles down. Put it on there, let it go down, settle on that. Here we go. So our bubble, you gotta be kidding me. It's pretty centered. Look at that. I know I didn't look up like this. It's a little tiny bit off. Let me see. And yeah, it needs a little bit of weight over here. You see a little bit of weight right here. So we'll put some weights on there and see if we can't get that bubble to center out perfectly. Alright, so let me see. We'll try with some of these smaller ones first. Put a small one on here and see. Let's see here. I guess you have to cut these, huh? You have to cut them, or can you tear them? No, you have to cut them. See where. Huh. So yeah, you really do have to put the weight on there. Let me cut a couple of these off. This is very sensitive, so here's the bubble here. So I'm going to put this right there. And it's correcting, but it's a little bit off still. Let me put one more of these light weights on there. I'm impressed at how sensitive this little bubble balancer is. And that is centered really well. Let's take a pick at it. Let me give you a close-up of that and see what you think. I'm going to do it real time. Take you right off the tripod and dive right in and see what we can see in terms of that bubble. That looks pretty damn good, huh? That's pretty good. So I'm going to flip the rim over, adhere the weights to the inside, and I guess this tire will be balanced. Alright, so I got the weights put on. I marked the center of where they were supposed to end up when they were still on the bubble balancer. So now let's put it back on the bubble balancer and see if it's still balanced. Alright, I put the second set of weights on. So let's take a look at that bubble and tell me what you think. To me, it looks pretty doggone good. I don't know if you can see it. Let me move the tire a little bit and let it recenter. There's the bubble. And there's the balance. So that's how you mount, dismount, mount, and balance a tire. So it looks like it was a little bit off on one more side. So I'm going to add a couple more weights and then check it again. Tires are all mounted, balanced, and ready to reinstall.